South Africa has rejected U.S. President Donald Trump's threat that Washington would stop sending funds to South Africa after Pretoria recently enacted land reform legislation. On Sunday, February 2nd, President Trump said the new South African law unfairly targets certain classes of people. Trump posted on his Truth Social platform, "South Africa is confiscating land and treating certain classes of people very badly. I will be cutting off all future funding to South Africa until a full investigation of this situation has been completed." Tesla CEO Elon Musk, who heads USA's Department of Government Efficiency, recently said South Africa's leadership was implementing openly racist land ownership laws. 53-year-old Musk was born in Pretoria to a South African father, Errol Musk, and a Canadian South African mother, May Musk. South Africa, through its foreign ministry, says the newly enacted expropriation law falls within its sovereign rights, which are recognized under the international law. Pretoria said in a statement on Monday, February 3rd, that the South African Constitution recognizes expropriation as an essential mechanism for the state to acquire somebody's property for a public purpose or in the public interest, subject to just and equitable compensation being paid. According to South Africa, the new law seeks to address historical injustices related to land ownership. Under apartheid, 85% of South African land was reserved for whites, who made up 17% of the population. A 2017 report by the South African government indicated that white South Africans owned 72% of farmland in the country. Today, the white population in South Africa is about 7%. South Africa has urged the U.S. to get a well-informed viewpoint before making a final decision. In 2023, South Africa received $270 million in funding from the U.S., making it the 14th highest recipient of American aid in Africa that year. Meanwhile, South Africa's mining minister, Gwede Mantashe, has said his country will not be bullied by the U.S. for exercising sovereign rights in relation to the land reform laws. Mantashe spoke to Newsroom Africa on the sidelines of the African Mining Investment Summit in Cape Town on Monday.
A state of development must not be a basis for being bullied. Every country must be given a chance to grow and develop to full capacity without being bullied.
The South African minister urged developing economies in Africa to live within their means to avoid being humiliated on the international stage.
Instead of actually begging and running around developed economies, we must cut our consumption to the ability of our own economies. And being bullied should not be acceptable under no circumstances.
Mantashe added that
we have a sovereignty that should be protected. We have a country that should be respected.
In his address at the Mining Investment Summit, he told the delegates,
"You know, I was listening to I have ministers in my cabinet who always worry about geopolitics with this standing threat that, because you passed an Exploration Act, therefore Trump will withhold funding to South Africa." And I said, let's not mobilize Africa. Let's withhold minerals to US. That is it. If they don't give us money, let's not give them minerals. But the reality, they take our minerals, but say why we're withdrawing funding. No, we have minerals in the continent.
Mantashe urged African nations to exercise their sovereignty with authority.
And therefore we have something that we have. We're not just beggars, but we must just use that endowment for our benefit as a continent. But if as a continent we are frightened, we fear everything, we are going to collapse, and will collapse with minerals at our doorstep.